What was the question?
Aloha, welcome. Lisa Vanden Heuvel, Coldwell Banker Realty. Thank you so much for joining us today. We are doing a quick interview with Chris Powers of Powers Design Studio, owner and architect. So welcome, Chris.
Hi, Lisa. Thank you. So nice to be here. Yeah, just a little about myself. I'm the owner of Powers Design Studio. We are a boutique architecture firm here in Hawaii. We service all the islands doing high-end residential and commercial architecture projects. And it's really great to be here, Lisa. Thank you for inviting me.
Okay, so Chris, what kind of architecture do you specialize in, and what about it resonates with your personality?
Oh, thank you. That's a great question. So I mostly focus on modern architecture, focusing on Hawaii, and I work on residential and small commercial projects. And we do anything from new construction, renovations, additions, and accessory dwelling units. And I think it is a big part of my personality because I have lived in a lot of homes my whole life. I've analyzed every house I lived in, and I always enjoyed thinking about how things fit together, and thinking about material selection has always been part of my joy and my passion in this world.
So Chris, what makes architecture unique here in Hawaii, and how do you approach your design?
Oh, that's a good question. So Hawaii has a very moderate tropical architecture, and with that comes a lot of humidity all year round. And so some of the challenges we have here is getting natural ventilation, also trying to create indoor-outdoor spaces, and also trying to use materials that are accessible here. Another unique thing here, I think, is the jalousie windows. So jalousie windows are when you see the slats of glass that are like vents, and you can open and close them. And it's great because it's 100% ventilation, 100% light when you have it open and you can close it. But the challenges with them is the older ones don't really close very well, and they let water in, and sometimes they're challenging to clean. But there are newer brands that make them that are much more user-friendly, and they actually seal so you can run air conditioning and feel happy that your air is not just escaping the house.
So Chris, how do you balance preserving mid-century modern or historic homes and incorporating modern functionality?
Yeah, so sometimes that can be a challenge because someone might purchase an older home and not realize the things that you need to do to make it how you want it today, because we live differently. So if you take a mid-century or historic home, which is a home over 50 years old, and you want to preserve it but also live in it how we do today, one of the biggest things you want to do is keep the outside very similar to how it was originally built and make it livable for today. For example, most mid-century or historic homes in Hawaii don't have any insulation, so we would add insulation to the roof, maybe find a clever or technical way to add insulation to the walls too, especially if you want to add air conditioning for those hotter days. We can also do things like modernize the kitchen, but also think about the intent of how it was designed and still speak to that function and flow of how the original house was designed, so that you can still have the modern function but still speak to how it was originally built.
So Chris, who are your favorite architects, and who has influenced your style of work?
I will say two of my favorites are Vladimir Osipov, who practiced here in Hawaii, and also Corbusier, who is from Europe, and many people know of him and his work.
And what style did they practice? Was it mid-century modern or something else?
Yeah, mid-century modern, very minimalist, and also designing for the site is really important. If you study Osipov's work, you'll see that where he places the house on the site, he really thinks about the lighting, he thinks about the airflow, he thinks about what would work on that site versus putting it somewhere else. And every house is unique to the people that he built them for. So a lot of his work also includes little cubbies and things that are storage for that family. And if you go to, for example, the Lilystrand house and you walk through the kitchen, you can see that there are special storage places. Mrs. Osipov, and how she cooked and cleaned and did things that were not just off the shelf. It was something he did custom for that family.
Yes.
And I really, really like to think about how each family lives and design my designs so it's custom to them and how they function.
And I believe Dr. Lillis John's wife did have her say in terms of designing that home as well, and worked closely with Osipov to create the masterpiece that it is today.
Yeah, and we're lucky that it's here on the island preserved 100%. There are tours to go visit, and you can see some of his work and how they really worked closely with his clients to come up with solutions. And my practice, I really try to focus on what do you want and how can we make the best possible solution for your budget and your vision so you can get your dream house. This is a custom build that we do custom homes, and we want to incorporate things that work for you and your family, just like Osipov.